Are you ready for the return of the light? It's Imbolc tomorrow. If you follow any of the old Celtic religions or pagan festivals, Imbolc is the return of the light. Christian festivals happen around this time of year too. I'm sure all kinds of other ones do, but I'm just going to talk about Imbolc because I've often celebrated it, and I'm going to read to you from this goddess book just to get us on this wave of what Imbolc is all about, because I think we have a message about returning to the light right now. I know some of you are not anywhere near spring. I am living in Vancouver. Spring comes much quicker, but it's just this attitude of returning to the light. You can symbolically do this with candles, you guys. You could turn all the lights on tomorrow. That's one of the things. Turn on extra lights, call in the sun. It's all a ritual. It's not something in my mind that has to be done. It's ritual to remind you that you are ready to return to the sun. Many of you on here, if you're called to this, you've felt heavy, or even not in a dark space. Some of you have been, but some of you, it's just been you've been exhausted and tired, and it's been a season of rest. Well, we're now getting ready to return to the light. Tomorrow you might want to wear something bright. I'm recording this the day before Imbolc, but I'll be putting this on Imbolc. So I just want you to know that it's a season of the light. So welcome to the light. Do something to recognize that. So it's held on the first day of February every year. And as the hours of the winter sun begin to lengthen, spring is just over the horizon if you're here on this side of the world, reminding us of the bounty of the earth. The word Imbolc refers to the lactation of pregnant ewes, actually, readying them for the birthing of their lambs. It's linked to new beginnings as well as anticipation and excitement. Can you feel that in your body, okay? It's time to focus on the possibilities of the future while grounding yourself in the realities of the present. I'm going to turn that a little bit. Ground yourself in the future. Imagine in the light. Imagine in what you want, living in reality as if it's already happened. Okay? That's the way we're going to look at this. It's time to honor the sun and coax it out of the darkness. It's common to turn on every single light in the house on the day of Imbolc in an effort to lure the sun to warm the earth. Of course, this is when there was more superstitions, but this can now be ritual. You can remind yourself internally it's time to turn on the light. Candles can be lit to honor the sun, and some people put a single lighted candle in the window to honor their home. Yeah, and this is Imbolc. So what I'm getting, though, is that, and Bridget is the goddess of Imbolc if you're into goddess lore. But some of you aren't feeling that light. So that's why I'm such an advocate of ritual for you. If you're into tarot cards or you're into any type of work like that, good time to pull it in. Ask what it is you need to know about returning to the light. We'll do a little bit of that today if I can find my cards here. But what I really think Spirit wants us to know, which is you, us, our holy peace wants us to know, is that we are created in light. We have light within us. We just need to remember to access it whenever we need it. And what does that look like? That looks like standing. Here's two ways we are being called to do this. Standing in a space, and no matter where you're at, imagining what it feels like to be in the light, and then put yourself there. As Neville Goddard would say, feeling is the secret, right? So feel as you would feel if you were already in whatever the light is for you. What is the light for you? Is it more joy, more health, better relationships? Some of you have been in depression. Some of you are my age. You are menopausal women. I would strongly suggest you look at your hormones if you're feeling that way. Just a little very particular piece there for you. You return to the light. Some of you would be well served right now to go get some bright plants to put in your house, even just a yellow flower, a gold flower, something just to remind you to turn to the light. It's those quick references that we can look at. That's what I think ritual's about. We're like, all right, the candle's lit. All right, because every day we are imagining something in, whether consciously or unconsciously, and those little things bring us back into our consciousness so we can create consciously. And that's what the message is going to be a lot this year is conscious creation, conscious imagination, conscious stepping into what you want. So turn on the lights, wear something bright. If you're not into the candles or anything, wear yellow, wear gold. Start reminding yourself that you are made of light. Okay. I'm going to give you a little message using the cards today just because they wanted to come out to play. Some of you are hearing this and I can hear you saying, I tried that. I don't know how to do that. And it's just a reminder that you are strong enough to do this. You are strong enough to weave in the life you want. Strength doesn't have to be like, oh, muscle. Strength can be willing to go in and pull out the light. This doesn't mean we aren't looking at our shadows or I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about going from that. Joy resides in that space of you that is built from light. And that's where we want to access, okay? What else does Spirit want for us today? So this is going to look at, we even have a candle lit. This is going to take some reflection. Take some time. It doesn't have to be hours and hours, but take some time for that ritual. If you're a journaler, journal. If you want to speak it into your phones, if you want to dance it in, whatever it is for you, take some time to make a conscious effort to call the light in, okay? Trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust what's coming up for you and what you're going to do. Maybe you've never danced something in, maybe you've never sang something in, maybe you're not a journaler and suddenly you're attracted to this bright sunshiny journal. Trust that. Trust those gut feelings, because this is your God piece, your celestial piece, your higher self that's connected to the light that's saying, okay, let's do this. We've got this. Some of you have forgotten how to play. Play is a great way to return to the light. And then you're going to be ready. See, he's packing for a trip. You're going to be ready to start on a new journey. You are ready to go. So first, we do the ritual. First, we call in the light. And then there's some of you that are just, it's time. It's time. It's time to go down that path you're led. It's time to have action. We can imagine in, we can call in, but we are human and we were called to action. There's certain things that we can do. We don't have to know what the exact outcome is. But if I know I want to go on a journey and I want to have an adventure and I want to find things, it's not going to get me far if I just sit on this chair and hope that happens. I have to take that first step. So some of you are ready for that step and it's time for you to take that leap, okay? But just remember, you're never alone. Whether you are feeling alone and you need to come on here and we can lift you up, you can join the club, you can be part of that, you can go to your best friend's house, you can call up your auntie. Some of you need to call your moms. You really do. I can feel that for you. That's where I go when I need super lifted up. I still call my mom because she is joy for me. So she lights my light. So when I'm near my mom, my light is expanded. So may you have someone like that too. And if you don't, then just come join us and we'll expand light with you. Okay. That's Imbolc, that's light, that's returning to it. If you're watching this and you're in the other side and you're like, well, we're going into the winter, so why would we celebrate the light? So I'm just listening in because then for you, because you're going more into the dark and there's going to be maybe a bit quieter for you on that side of the earth, you still are going to celebrate the light within. Okay, if you're resonating with this, you're still going to celebrate that shining light. You know how we have the sad lamps to help us with our seasonal depression? Well, we also have those sad lamps inside us that we forget to access. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. And finally, this is going to be a bit of a shorter message today. Seven of Cups is often about being too scattered. You've given yourself too many choices. But because you're on my channel, Seven of Cups, as me, I resonate with Seven of Cups. I love having many choices. And this is what you've got. Well, if I tell you journaling or dancing or playing and you're like, oh, but what I'd really like to do is go fishing or build something or paint, then go do that. That's where you have the ability to access your emotions so that you can feel into what you want, okay? And final card, final message that we're getting for ourselves today. What wants to come out? I'm using this out of hand tarot deck. I really like it. If you're into that. Oh. And finally, Page of Cups. So I'm going to encourage you to do this. Look at the toys on the table. Go play. Play, 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 play. If you're part of the membership, then go look on the website. We've got a list of play. I'll be adding more to that tomorrow. Ways you can play, things you can do that are out of your comfort zone, but still exciting and fun. Skip through the forest, go buy some bubbles, bake some cookies, eat dessert under the table, make a pillow fort, have a pillow fight, go get some Nerf guns, go get some Nerf wands, get the color by number, do those things that you loved as a kid, or maybe you didn't get to, but learn to play. And play is the easiest way to access joy, and joy is the center of our light. So you are ready to shine, okay? Go light a candle. You know you are meant for more. You know you can imagine in what you want. I'm telling you, you are a shining light exactly the way you are. You are magnificent. There's nothing you have to do or be to be worthy of anything. If you want the light and you want to imagine in a better life for you, then join us and let's encourage each other to do that, okay? Yeah, you've got